It's a Gen Z protest. Thank you, first of all, for joining me from Kathmandu. Why did it turn so violent today? Why were people attacked? Why were politicians attacked so brutally? Former PM's wife, she passed away because the house was set on fire. Why has that happened?
Thank you for inviting me in this your platform. What happened today was, I think, what happened today is it's an accumulation of that anger, that frustration that this government poses on this young youth who came out in the front and who came to protest against this corrupt politicians, this corrupt system, and what led to this destruction of the public property. I think it's a very big mistake also, but it's purely out of aggression, frustration that was building in these youths from years, from past very many years.
ओके हमारे साथ डॉक्टर वासुदेव कृष्ण शास्त्री भी हैं। शास्त्री जी, ये हो क्या रहा है नेपाल में? कोई बाहर के संगठन आ गए हैं जिसके कारण इतनी वायलेंस हो रही है?
देखिए कार्तिकेय जी, ये नेपाल में अंदर से जो विगत 17 साल से जो लोग यहाँ परेशान थे ये व्यवस्था से, काफी लोगों ने धर्मनिरपेक्ष नेपाल में जबरदस्त लादा गया। नेपाल की जनता जो नहीं चाहती थी वो जबरदस्त लादा गया। इसीलिए नेपाल की जनता ने काफी सालों से छोटे छोटे संघर्ष होते रहे और यहाँ छोटे से संघर्ष होते रहे, लेकिन अभी इतना बड़ा जेएनजी वाला जो ये संघर्ष संपूर्ण रूप में पूर्णाहुति की तरह आया है। और ये बड़ा आंदोलन बाहर से नहीं अंदर से ही है, नेपाल के अंदर से ही है। नेपाल के लोगों के अंदर जो गुस्सा फूटा है ये अवश्य ही राष्ट्र के लिए, और ये जो धन जन की क्षति हुई है इससे ही बाहर से लोग तो नहीं आए ना, अंदर से ही है।
आपने धर्मनिरपेक्षता क्यों बोला? सेक्युलरिज्म, आपको क्यों लगता है सेक्युलरिज्म मुद्दा है नेपाल में?
नेपाल में ये देखिए, नेपाल जो है प्राचीन काल से अति एशिया सबसे बड़ा दुनिया का प्राचीन सनातन हिंदू देश रहा है। और इस देश को बलात् बिना जनता से पूछे ये धर्मनिरपेक्ष बनाया गया। इसीलिए यहाँ की जनता में जो आक्रोश है, ये आक्रोश इसीलिए है कि यहाँ की जो जनता, ओमकार परिवार बोलते हैं, 97% ओमकार हिंदू है, बौद्ध है, जैन है, सिख है, किरात है, प्रकृति धर्म वाले हैं। 97% लोग चाहते हैं कि ये धर्मनिरपेक्ष कैसे आया, रातों रात आया। इसीलिए यहाँ धर्मनिरपेक्ष नहीं चाहते। और इससे पहले भी बहुत बड़ा आंदोलन हुआ था और इसीलिए हम नेपाल की जनता अभी अभी भी सड़क में नारे लगे हैं कि हिंदू राष्ट्र होना चाहिए और धर्मनिरपेक्षता यहाँ से विदा होना चाहिए।
ठीक है, आप रुकिए। प्रोफेसर मुनि, you wanted to comment, but let me just introduce Ambassador Sikri. Madam, your opening comments on the developments today in Kathmandu and your sense of the situation, ma'am.
Well, I think that building up on what happened yesterday it seemed as a protest from Gen Z Nepal. Now, Gen Z Nepal is an organization which says they don't have any leader, but if you go to the website, it is very well planned, very well organized. There are detailed instructions given for each day, what people should do, where they should go. So obviously there is a coordinating hand for Gen Z at some point, even though there is no declared leader. And even if you looked at the website, they had given their demands yesterday, which said that we want all the members of parliament to resign and we want an interim government. So, it did seem very much a kind of a situation, and a lot of it was also in English, which again gave a lot of indication that Gen Z Nepal is an organization which has been there, which actually had announced their protest also for yesterday, and that is why the social media apps were shut down, which led to the huge rebellion by Gen Z, and then the people were shot dead. Now, today it's been taken over by a complete mobocracy. Now, I agree with some of the issues that have been raised. These are internal issues of Nepal. These are very important issues in Nepal, and the people of Nepal discuss them very urgently. But there is no reason at all why this kind of burning and killing should take place. When the Prime Minister resigned, when the whole government has resigned, I don't think there's any reason for destroying public property, destroying individual property, killing individuals. And a lot of people in Nepal are angry with this. Now, I'm very glad that by the evening, just a few minutes ago, the news has come in, because earlier throughout the day there was all kinds of news swirling. Somebody said the president has resigned and so on and so forth. But I think I'm very glad that the news has just come in that the president has invited the Gen Z Nepal for a dialogue. So that is a very good thing, that there can be absolutely a peaceful outcome of the whole situation. And secondly, the president has asked the army to control the situation. And we saw even in the visuals that you were showing that in some places the army has done a peace march, and they have, it shows the situation has come under control. But perhaps this may not be true in all the places in Nepal, and there are parts of Nepal which are still burning. So we are hoping that I think that the situation will come under control. This is an issue, where all of us are worried, because we've seen something similar happening in Sri Lanka. And in Sri Lanka, they went back to the constitutional method. They had elections, there were all the demonstrations, the people entered the president's palace and so on. But then they went back to a constitutional situation and solution, and they have a new government. In Bangladesh, on the other hand, there's a complete mobocracy even today prevailing. And in Bangladesh, we know that the whole power behind all the actions was the Jamaat-e-Islami and their cohorts. And they are controlling the situation even today. And they are wanting to have, calling for a change of the constitution and calling for, reforms first and elections later and so on. So there are elements of all of this. You can very much see those elements in Nepal. There is no doubt about that these elements are there, and the way in which, the whole thing is emerging. But I'm very glad that the leadership in Nepal, the president and the army, which are the two strongest constitutional authorities in Nepal, they are taking the situation in hand. And we're looking very forward to the dialogue between the president and Gen Z and so on. I mean, the name of Balan Shah is coming up, but is he a representative of Gen Z? This we do not even know yet. So he's a popular leader, no doubt about it. But is he a representative of Gen Z? Is he on his own? Are there others who are saying they will take over?
I think one will have to wait for the situation to stabilize, because the meeting has to take place, and one really doesn't know whether the goalposts will remain the same or will they continue to change as it happened in Bangladesh. That didn't happen in Sri Lanka, so everything came down to elections, and then we had the new Prime Minister. Yes, Professor Muni, you wanted to come in, you had raised your hand.
तो मैं शास्त्री जी से एक सवाल पूछना चाह रहा था, अगर आप इजाजत दें तो।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, आप पूछिए। उन्होंने धर्मनिरपेक्षता तो बोला था, मुझे लगा आप पूछेंगे जरूर।
शास्त्री जी ने हिंदू राज्य की बात की। मेरा सवाल ये है कि हिंदू राज्य नेपाल कब बना? 1962 में बना। हिंदू समाज तो नेपाल का सदियों पुराना है, भारत भी हिंदू समाज सदियों पुराना है, लेकिन हिंदू राज्य नेपाल में 1962 में बना। और अगर हिंदू राज्य को जनता चाहती है तो नेपाल की जनता ने हिंदू राज्य वाली पार्टी को वोट क्यों नहीं दिया जीतने के लिए? वो सारे जीत जाते वहां पर। अगर आप लोग ये जो रेफरेंडम की बात करते हैं, उनसे भी मेरा यही सवाल है कि इलेक्शन तो हुए ना, राष्ट्रीय प्रजातंत्र पार्टी ने इलेक्शन लड़े,
देखिए सॉरी जो हिंदू राष्ट्र जो रातों रात जो खत्म किया गया हिंदू राष्ट्र, रातों रात जो संविधान से बाहर किया गया, और 62 की बात नहीं है। नेपाल तो आप जाके देखिए कि एशिया की सबसे प्राचीन देश है नेपाल, जहाँ हिंदू संस्कृति, सभ्यता, परंपरा स्थिति है। 62 की बात नहीं है सर, सॉरी 62 की बात नहीं है, क्योंकि नेपाल सनातन काल से हिंदू राष्ट्र है, रहेगा और आने वाले भी समय रहेगा। लेकिन आप लोग, कुछ बुद्धिजीवी लोग चाहते हैं कि हिंदू राष्ट्र नहीं था। क्यों नहीं था?
नहीं था, आप संविधान को देखिए ना, राजा महेंद्र को पूछिए।
देखिए, आप लोग जो आप लोग जेएनयू से जो भेज रहे हैं ना, यहाँ नेपाल में जो जेएनयू से आपने लोग भेजा, धार्मिकता के लिए जिस लोगों को आपने भेजा, बहुत गलत किया है।
अपने संविधान
बहुत गलत किया है। आप लोग ने जो परीक्षण करके भेजा है यहाँ लोगों को भेज करके, यहाँ धर्मनिरपेक्षता, कम्युनिज्म डाल करके नेपाल की धर्म, संस्कृति, परंपरा को जिस तरह से आपने खंडित किया है, ये बहुत गलत बात है। हम लोग 17 साल से इसी में लगे हैं, क्योंकि हमने धर्मनिरपेक्षता के विरुद्ध में हिंदू राष्ट्र के लिए हमने अभियान छेड़ा है, और नेपाल हिंदू राष्ट्र बन के रहेगा। आप रोक नहीं पाएंगे।